When it was 11 versus 11, Manchester United went in front early, and it was a fabulous goal from Wayne Rooney, and he also kissed the badge on his shirt. What kind of a statement was that for you, Robbie, given all of the stuff going on between he and Ferguson in recent days?
Well, he went straight for his badge, didn't he? So maybe it's just an indication that he is absolutely committed to this football club and his manager. But I tell you what a great goal it is. I mean, this opening minutes were dominated by Man City. They controlled possession, they controlled territory. United, first attack, Rooney gets involved, puts it wide, gets himself in the box. The ball is a brilliant one for Valencia, and what a good header. I mean, he can try that in training, all morning maybe, with crossing and shooting as you do it as attacking players. But the fact that everything of that was perfect, the ball out, the first time cross from Valencia, and the header in off the bar, it was a beautiful header.
What about for you, Gab, when you look at the reaction to that goal from Rooney, given all that's transpired in recent days in the press and his relationship with Sir Alex Ferguson?
It's a difficult one because, we all know about the story that came out in the independent newspaper over here on Saturday, which bizarrely it sort of came out on Twitter before the paper actually went to press, and there was a blanket denial from Rooney, from the club, from Rooney's agent, from Rooney's PR firm, rubbishing the story. I just wonder though, once they've all done that, once they're all in agreement that the story's rubbish, is it necessary to go and actually kiss the badge, or was this some kind of, simply a spontaneous celebration from Rooney? I don't know. I mean, I don't think, Robbie Mustoe did too much badge kissing, but then again, that was a slightly different era.
For Manchester United, well, they've gone back to the future, can we say? Paul Scholes is back in the fold at 37, coming out of retirement. I wonder if Middlesbrough's on the phone looking for Robbie Mustoe. What do you think of this?
What do I think of it? I think, and after giving a long thought to it, I think it's very smart. I think I was like everybody else. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was seeing when Paul Scholes was on the sideline about to come into the game. Retired, finished, great career, one of the best I ever played against in terms of midfield players. But when you think about it, Andrew, he's been still there. He's been involved with the reserve team. He's been training with the lads. And I bet over this situation with all the injuries, they're probably looking at training thinking, you know what, Scholes is still the best player in training.
That's quite sad, actually.
Well, yeah, but I'll tell you what, he's still, it wasn't though his body, when I finished playing, I was done. I needed an operation on my hip, my lower back was in bits. I knew I'd finished.
You were done earlier than that.
Yeah, well, yeah, probably. But I think with Scholes, I mean, it wasn't that, was it? I think it was about the fact that he wasn't playing every week. I want to be the main man here. I'm not going to be that. I'm not going to be that. I'm going to retire now. But what a good decision. I think it's smart. I think particularly with the situation with the injured players, cleverly, absolutely good decision, and I think he's going to do well.
Unbelievable. Just goes to show how great of a professional he is to keep himself in shape right there. I mean, just incredible. I mean, we use the term legend loosely, but regardless how it panned out, either Sir Alex Ferguson asked him or he came in. Obviously, you get a bump like you would not believe. He's free. He can play in any competition possible. What's there to lose?
I just think the situation allows it. The situation allows it.
What do you mean? He's a legend, yeah, but what does it say? A club like Manchester United, desperate like this, to turn back to a great... There's no doubting he was a superb player. But has it got to this?
Yeah, but it's because of this situation, because of the fact that Fletcher's ill.
I don't care about the situation.
And other players are injured.
I don't care about the situation. You've got Phil Jones, you've got new kids you're grooming.
No transfer fee, knows the place, still in good shape.
I think you got a good point, but we still don't know, what's going to happen in January. But you get a player, an extra player that everybody respects, that has history with the club, and as we saw, still did a pretty decent job while coming in.
Gab, what would you like to say about the return of Paul Scholes?
Well, I mean, first of all, I share the lads' enthusiasm, but to go out and say, oh, look, he's in such great shape, we don't know. The guy went out there and, he played in the second half and probably was responsible, actually, for one of the City goals. So before we go and praise his tremendous fitness, let's give him a couple games. Beyond that, I think the big plus with Scholes is obviously, as Yanni says, he knows the place inside and out, and he's not going to cause a problem if he doesn't play. It gives Sir Alex tremendous flexibility. He didn't go out and bring in a big star. He got somebody, presumably playing for very, very little money, who's still, in terms of ability, just about as good as all but a couple players in the United squad. He's a guy he can slot into certain situations. If he can play, it's a bonus. If he turns out that, he did the right thing when he retired because he's not good enough anymore, then it won't be a problem. He'll just go back to training the reserves or whatever it was he was doing at Old Trafford. So I think in that way, it was a very clever move by Sir Alex. But I think we need to give it a little while longer, though, before we can judge whether Paul Scholes can actually contribute on the pitch.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Scholes now joining the squad. That's another weapon for Manchester United, another body at least, Gab. So we start to look at the title race, and we heard Mancini talking about, you know, the character shown in the second half, and now that they'll probably go on and win the league. What do you think when you hear him say that?
Well, this is an old chest. I remember Mourinho used to do this. You know, he'd be top of the league, he'd lose a game, and he'd come out and be like, oh, now I know we will definitely win the league. And sure enough, then he goes on and wins the league. I think Mancini's right. I think his players showed a tremendous amount of character, tremendous amount of fortitude. You know, you lose your captain after 20 odd minutes, and you're a goal down. You know, a lot of people would have just packed it in, as I said, as I thought City might do. Instead, I think it was a tremendous show of unity. I think that there's a lot of cohesion to this team, a lot of self-belief, and as for the ability, we knew that was there all along.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.